It began almost unnoticed, a flicker on the sensors of the SOHO spacecraft. At first, it seemed insignificant. Space is full of anomalies, debris, fleeting lights, cosmic noise. But then came a photograph from halfway across the world. Not a multi-billion-dollar telescope, but a backyard setup in Australia. Comet researcher Michael Mattiazzo had captured something that left even NASA stunned. An object with a tail so immense it spanned the width of 5 full moons suddenly blazed across the sky, heading toward the sun. But this was no ordinary interstellar visitor. It was far larger, brighter, and stranger than anything we had seen before. Officially catalogued as C. 2025 R2 Swan, it defied every expectation. It didn't behave like a comet, nor an asteroid, nor anything that naturally belonged in our solar system. Instead, it pulsed with structured energy, almost as if it were alive, or controlled. The James Webb Space Telescope turned its instruments toward Swan R2, hoping to reveal its secrets. What it uncovered changed everything. This was not a rock. This was a machine. When astronomers first spotted Swan R2 on September 12, 2025, the SOHO spacecraft's SWN instrument detected an object moving with extreme precision. But just 2 days later, Mattiazzo's backyard image revealed a tail stretching an astonishing 2.5 degrees across the sky. It dwarfed that of 3I, Atlas, immediately drawing global attention. Scientists scrambled to understand it. This wasn't simply ice and dust streaking past the sun. It was something far more complex. Compared to 3I, Atlas, the differences were stark. Atlas had shown minor thrust-like emissions, but Swan R2 displayed a glowing plasma shield, bending and reflecting solar wind. This was no natural outgassing, it was engineered. Its orbit was even stranger. Swan R2 completed a cycle around the Sun once every 22,554 years, longer than all of human history. Such precision in motion suggested deliberate programming. Webb's spectrographs revealed an even more astonishing truth. The object was composed of ultra-dense metallic alloys, nickel, cobalt, and other materials not naturally found in such configurations. Its tail wasn't ice vapor but a series of controlled plasma exhausts, chemically tuned, emitting in pulses with a color shift from red to green to white as it adjusted its trajectory. Tiny burns, precise corrections, all evidence of an advanced propulsion system. Its energy output? Comparable to 2 black holes colliding, all contained within a single object. Even more unsettling was its trajectory. Swan R2 was converging with 3I, Atlas, arriving near the same location behind the Sun in October 2025. Atlas came from Sagittarius, Swan R2 from Aquarius. 2 interstellar objects from opposite corners of the galaxy, converging with impossible timing. Some scientists speculated interception or coordinated contact. Others suggested a vast network of surveillance operating across millennia. The Sun, in this scenario, was more than a star. It was a waypoint, a gate, perhaps even a trigger. Some theorists looked further back, to 22,000 years ago, near the end of the last ice age. Archaeologists like Graham Hancock noted that humanity's first monumental constructions, the pyramids, Göbekli Tepe, aligned star maps, coincided with what could have been Swan R2's previous passage. Were these ancient cultures recording or anticipating its return? Were myths actually memories of encounters with intelligent cosmic travelers? As the James Webb team released partial findings, agencies around the world moved quickly and quietly. Key spectral data disappeared from NASA servers, the ESA released vague statements, and China claimed their instruments were under maintenance. Classified memos circulated, warning of unnatural propulsion, symmetrical structures, and time-variable emissions. Deep space radio telescopes began detecting low-frequency pulses riding along Swan R2's plasma tail. Initially dismissed as noise, these signals revealed patterns, symmetrical, mathematical, and following the Fibonacci sequence. The intervals shortened over time, almost like a countdown. One burst was equivalent to a solar flare, signaling that Swan R2 wasn't just transmitting, it was preparing. Globally, secretive maneuvers began. Satellites were repositioned, rockets launched, and orbital nanocraft deployed to form net-like patterns above Earth. Analysts suggested Swan R2 might carry autonomous threat potential, act as a relay node, or even manipulate stellar magnetic fields. Reconnaissance missions struggled against its trajectory and solar radiation. Webb's imaging revealed astonishing structural details. Beneath the glowing coma lay symmetry, radial patterns, fractal scaling, and concentric arcs echoing the golden ratio found in its signals. It appeared multi-chambered, metallic, and possibly hollow, designed to travel through interstellar space with efficiency and resilience. This was not a natural Swan R2 was not behaving like any object humanity had ever tracked. Hundreds of thousands of kilometers off its expected course, it veered toward the Sun's southern pole, a region where magnetic field lines twist and fold like a cosmic Mobius strip. Comets don't do this. They don't deliberately navigate zones of extreme gravitational complexity. Yet Swan R2 did, as if it knew exactly where it was going. On October 17, 2025, at precisely 3:03 Coordinated Universal Time, as the object passed the Sun's magnetic fold, space weather monitors detected an event unlike anything recorded before. A gamma-ray burst, lasting less than a second, unleashed more energy than the Sun produces in 2 full days. Unlike ordinary solar flares, this burst was directional, aimed with precision, sweeping through Earth's orbital plane and causing disruptions in satellites and undersea communication cables. Overlaying the burst with Swan R2's trajectory revealed a perfect match. Whatever had triggered the burst was either part of Swan R2 or acting through it, and it was no natural phenomenon. When it emerged on the far side of the Sun, Swan R2's emissions had changed. The previously pulsing signals now formed spiral waveforms across multiple frequencies. Analysis revealed a chilling pattern. The frequencies mirrored Earth's tectonic rotations, including the Schumann resonance, a natural electromagnetic rhythm thought to influence consciousness, and even signals reminiscent of the Voyager probes. Someone, or something, was trying to communicate using Earth's own natural signatures. Then, NASA quietly noted something extraordinary in the Voyager 1 logs. The decades-old probe, far beyond the heliopause and supposedly incapable of autonomous action, had shifted its high-gain antenna slightly toward Swan R2. No AI, no commands, just a subtle rotation that coincided exactly with the gamma-ray burst. Had Swan R2 targeted Voyager, known it would respond? Or was it calling Earth directly, using the probe as a relay? As Swan R2 moved beyond the Sun, more anomalies emerged. The Galileo orbiter observed a strange eclipse-like shadow over Europa, Jupiter's icy moon. It lingered far longer than expected and moved against Swan R2's path. Spectral analysis suggested it wasn't a simple shadow but a high-energy interference pattern, evidence that the object could manipulate local physics, bending light or projecting gravitational distortions. The James Webb Telescope captured fleeting images that sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Deep within Swan R2's coma, a perfectly spherical, metallic structure appeared for a fraction of a second. Smooth, stable in temperature, and surrounded by a darkened ridge resembling an iris or eye, it suggested an artificial design. Experts speculated it could be a sensor, a receiver, or even a biological technical hybrid built to observe across wavelengths far beyond human perception. Then came the signals. MIT researchers analyzing Swan R2's transmissions discovered harmonics that matched early Earth satellites and even the famous WOW signal from 1977. The object appeared to be mimicking or responding to human-made transmissions, hinting that it had been observing humanity for decades, or longer. It wasn't just a probe, it was listening, learning, and communicating in a language we only just began to recognize. Using AI and pattern analysis, scientists reconstructed a three-dimensional map from Swan R2's signals, pointing to a previously unnoticed void near the constellation Lyra. There was no visible matter, yet mathematically, it suggested a cloaked structure, perhaps a station, a beacon, or even a gateway. Swan R2 might not be traveling alone. It could be part of a network, one that now includes Earth as an active waypoint. For decades, humanity sent signals into the void, hoping to be noticed. Now, for the first time, the void had answered. Swan R2 is more than a comet. More than an asteroid. It is a watcher, a messenger, a deliberate intrusion into our solar system. Its engineered symmetry, its gamma-ray burst, its mimicry of Earth's signals, these are all deliberate signatures. And the most unsettling thought? Swan R2 is massive, over 100 times larger than 3I, Atlas. Whatever sent it is vast, intelligent, and aware. The sun was merely a corridor, its path a signature, its signals a handshake across the darkness. If we are being observed now, then perhaps humanity has already been part of a cosmic experiment we never understood. Perhaps the visitors came long ago, and Swan R2 is simply the latest chapter of a story written in silence, hidden in the dark, waiting for us to finally notice. The universe is no longer quiet. Swan R2 has